Hey there, fellow nostalgia aficionados. Welcome back. David E. on here in the Open by Chance Vintage Toy Museum with pickups. Yes, pickups. Things that came from yard sales, estate sales, from thrift stores, from Facebook Marketplace, and so on. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with, yes, another Godzilla, a red one, 9 inches tall, 80s. I'm guessing Dormai, unless you know differently. You can tell me in the comments section. This actually came from Macari, and I ended up paying like $8 and change for it. And I want to say he's Dormai because he conforms exactly with the Gigan that I have already. And he looks more like Godzilla than anything else Dormai did. I'll give him that if that's the case. If you know different, tell me in the comments section. 5 points of articulation to include the tail. And I've seen this in different colors before too. This is the red one, obviously. Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla. You know, I'll take, there we go. I'll take a vintage Godzilla any chance I can get to add to the collection, including the knockoffs if they are in really good condition and they're decent quality. Because clearly this is most likely a knockoff. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts. Also, this was an eBay pickup actually, and this is Richard Scarry's Puzzle Town. Yes, Super 7 is not the first company to do Richard Scarry figures or figurines. This is from the Playskool Puzzle Town collection from 1976, I want to say. I'm not clear on how many figures are in the set though. This is nothing on the back, because why bother to print the back? That costs money, right? So they had a series of these very small figures. They're rubber, and they have 1 point of articulation at the neck. And they had carded figures, and they had figures also that came with play sets that were literally Puzzle Town, because you assembled them like a puzzle and you could connect the towns together. And then I think, what was it, is it 1992? I think Tomy made 5 points articulations, characters, and I think those were called Busy Town, if I remember correctly. But yeah, very hard to find these on the card, actually. So, nice pickup there. Also, I've been getting really into these lately. It's Nestle's Quik again. This is a 16-ounce container. And this is an 80s one. Okay? This is an 80s one. And this one really caught my attention for a couple of reasons. One, because it has the Quik bucks or bunny bucks, right? Or bunny money it says, where you can order merchandise off the back. And as you recall, the last time, my last pickup haul video, I got these cups. I got 3 of them from somebody. I got 3 of those cups, and it shows you the other merchandise you can use your bunny money on. And I would like to find this rabbit, because I actually purchased this online. I believe is it a Russ? I think Russ made that. I purchased this. Did I say online? Obviously I couldn't have. I purchased it through the mail with bunny bucks for my sister. And I would love to just have that again. And the Quik Bunny in plush has been done a few times, and it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive, but I want that specific one that has the Q necklace. There's later versions with an N necklace. There's earlier versions where the Q's printed on his chest, whatever. Also, the Quik is all in there. It's all in there. I mean, the safety little sticker or whatever was on here has been peeled off, but this is full nearly to the top with vintage Quik. I don't know if that's creepy or not. Yard sale pickups. Got Alf. An Alf Summer Camp Adventure Book. It was $1.95 once upon a time. See the price printed in the corner there. And these were like a quarter. Ziggy's Lucky Unlucky Book. And this is from the 70s. I think it should say, yeah, American Greetings 1973. Ziggy. Who remembers Ziggy? Ziggy used to be huge. He's kind of faded away. Poor Ziggy. You see how sad he is that you forgot him. And then Mad Magazine Super Special September 1994. Vintage Mad Magazine. I love the baseball cards on the back. I'll let you take a look at those real quick. And usually these super specials just reprinted old stuff that had already been in Mad Magazine, you know, because that's what they do. Went to an estate sale and got a big lot of vintage TV guides. And I'm going to cut away and I'm going to show the TV guides spread out on the floor so that you can get a better look. So here they all are laid out so that it's easier to see, ranging from 2002, which these two are from 2002, all the way back to the early 1970s. There you see Governor Jimmy Carter. Governor Jimmy Carter. And a lot of TV guides with historic significance. The Twin Towers, Retirement of Johnny, End of Dallas, End of Seinfeld. A lot of Elvis. This person was big on Elvis. And so is LPH. She likes Elvis. She's an Elvis fan. The Wedding and the Funeral, as it were. Princess Diana. The network talk show wars after Johnny left that vacancy. These two are very modern, actually. See, that one says 2023. Bet you didn't know they still made those. Well, some of you might have known. They still make these. You can find them in the magazine aisle in like Barnes & Noble. But it's not like it was. The heyday of TV Guide is gone. When people hinged on this and they had them delivered to their homes. And now they're quite highly sought after. So to find these really cheap at an estate sale was fantastic. And it was lumped together with the lot with the vinyl records and a few other things, as I pointed out. But yeah, this was just an easier way to show you. In addition to that, we also, at that same estate sale, all in one price, got a bunch of vinyl records. Well, I was going to try to show you the vinyl records, but she's already put them away. They were all 45s, and I think it's these two stacks right here. I'm not sure quite how many there are there. It's probably in the neighborhood of 125, 130, I'm guessing, of 45 records. And there were some duplicates also that are not here, so it's probably more like in the 150 range of 45 RPM records that were part of the lot that we got from the estate sale along with the TV guides. But yeah, apparently she's already put them up, so I can't show you too much detail. Same estate sale. An activity book. Says the Winter Wonderland Activity and Game Book from Dunlap. And that is copyright 1976. And it does not appear to have ever been used. So that's always cool to find. As well as this, the Memphis Press Scimitar. Special Death of Elvis edition sealed and certified. Again, my wife being a big Elvis collector, this was really cool to find. Still sealed in the Mylar, commemorating his death. You see there. And one more thing from this sale was the Cabbage Patch Kids pennant from the Olympics, which I can't find any information on, particularly since there's a couple of signatures on there apparently. I don't know whose signatures those are. I'll have to research that. And for everything was like $79, which is more than I wanted to spend, but we got a lot of great stuff. To probably 150, maybe more, 45 RPM vinyl records, all of the TV guides, the newspaper. I think that was a good deal. Macari again. And I'm going to show this in greater detail. It's a collection of buttons and pins from McDonald's spanning several decades. And there was over 100 of them, and so I ended up paying basically around 60 cents a piece for them. And I'll cut away so that you can see these in better detail. So here are the pins and buttons spread out so that, again, you can see them more clearly. Obviously, it would take all day for me to hold these all up. Apparently, they really wanted you to add soup to your extra value meal. Ugh, soup from McDonald's, I don't know about that. Some of these are obviously older than others, and you can probably get a nice gauge of the age. Like, those are probably pretty new. These are older. Ask me about a job. Okay. These two are still sealed on the card. And then the pins. And again, there's well over 100 altogether. One is broken. One, it's not here. It's still in the box. One arrived broken, but the rest of them are intact. And I stuck them all on this foam board so that they could be seen more clearly. And my wife and I are just going to split them up. We'll split them up for pin jackets. Yes, we're going to be working on pin jackets. And there's a bag full of the pin backs. They put the pin backs separately and then had these loose in a box. And that's how the one pin got broken. I think, fortunately, the rest were not broken or scratched up in the process. But again, great deal on these. Great deal on these. So again, yeah, we're going to divide that up and start working on either a pin vest or a pin jacket with all vintage pins on it. I'm not sure if I want to mix pins and buttons together. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to do with that. Now, you probably saw, and if you didn't, I'll put a link to it at the end of the video. We had a big Facebook Marketplace pickup where someone had a lot of vintage wrestling posters, event posters. And we went out to meet the guy, and a lot of them turned out to be reproductions or just common posters, but there were original ones mixed in. And like I said, I'll link that at the end, because I have a few of them sitting here on the table without showing all of them to you. Like these two are clear reproductions. You know, and there was, I think, 35 pieces in total, but 11 of them turned out to be authentic, which we have now framed. And I'll show them to you here really quickly. And it's going to take a little while to go over these and figure out dates on some of them, because they have the event date without the year on all but one of them. On all but one of these. And again, I'll put the link to this at the at the end of the video if you want to look at all of these in greater detail. Again, 11, at first I thought it was 10, but it turns out that 11 of these were authentic, and so we framed them and we're going to put them up. We're going to put them up, and this was a, without getting into all that, it was a great deal for her, because this was LPH's pickup. We're both big vintage wrestling fans, but this was her score. This was her score. I'm happy for her because these are amazing, and you don't find this stuff anymore anywhere. You know, you don't find this kind of stuff anymore. So I was really very happy for her, actually. Very happy for her that she lucked out like that. She's had 2 big scores recently. This one, and then that King Randor from the Gadsden Collector's Con. And I'll link that at the end of this video too if you haven't seen the haul from Gadsden. Because she found the King Randor mint on the card there. And it's the first time that she's seen Randor anywhere, and he wasn't graded already, which was nice because she's been wanting one. There's a handful of figures that she's been looking for to complete her collection for quite some time, and it's not so simple anymore because those holdouts that she's still looking for are just so expensive mint on the card that it doesn't seem realistic that we'll ever find them. But she found the Randor, so you never know. And Kip helped us out with that too, because Kip knew the dealer. And when he found out that she was wanting that figure, Kip intervened and talked to the guy and convinced him to come down quite a bit on her behalf. That was really nice of him. This is the only one with a year on it. The other ones I'm going to have to do some research and see if I can pin down a year. But those are fantastic. And last one here, I think this is the last one, right? Yeah, is a thrift store score. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but check this out. They're lunch trays, but they are Oscar Meyer from a company called Cam Tray. And there are a half a dozen of them in there, right? See, $3.99. $3.99, are they out of their minds? And Cam Tray, I don't know anything about this one specifically, but vintage Cam Trays can sell for quite a bit. They can be very expensive, so to find these for this price is incredible. Actually, it's $3.99 times 3 because it was, they had broken it up into 3 separate sets there, you see. So 12 bucks. 12 bucks for the vintage Oscar Meyer Cam Tray sets. And I think there's only one currently listed on eBay. In current auctions, nothing in completed. And I think they want like $50 or $60 for it. I don't know if that's correct, if that's what this typically goes for, but I do know that vintage Cam Tray trays can sell for quite a bit, considering that it's just a meal tray. But yeah, vintage advertising, man, gotta love it. So that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? What stood out for you today? What caught your attention? Tell me about it in the comments section down below. Also, did you have any luck at thrift stores, yard sales, anything like that? Let us know what you found. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. Sure hope you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Hype if you don't mind. All of that good stuff. And if that is it, then what more can I say but thanks for watching. And we will see you again soon.